Welcome to the Dude's Brunch podcast, a show about pop culture, breakfast food, and not racial discourse. I'm your host, Taylor, and with me this evening, as always, hailing from Cincinnati, Ohio, Tyler Reed. What did you have for brunch today?
All right, so for today for brunch, I've been recently diagnosed with a little poopy problem. So I've been having smoothies in the morning because I need to get some more fiber in my diet. So I've been making smoothies at night, putting all the contents together, and in the morning blending it up. Along with that issue, I've been trying out the quesadillas at Chipotle. Pretty good. Not worth $4, but that's why it's free.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Right.
In Akron, Ohio, if he can get himself together and say actual words. Sean Evans, what did you have for brunch today?
I don't want to talk anymore tonight. I feel so bad.
End of podcast, everybody. We're done. Go home. We started late. We said things that we didn't want to say. It's over. You can find us on the Wayback Machine.
Again, reference that was a sarcastic comment that... Sorry.
For brunch today,
really
Sean Evans ate his own foot.
Yes, exactly, and I feel awful about it. It was awful. No, I had a breakfast sandwich that I made.
Black coffee.
Scrambled egg and cheese and toast and black coffee, so...
There you go.
And in Athens, Ohio, I'm your host, Taylor, and for brunch this morning, I broke my new smoothie routine because, like Tyler, I'm trying to do the smoothie thing, but I woke up this morning and I was just like, I need real food. So I made that thing where you fry an egg in the center of a piece of toast, and then I liked it so much I just ate 2 pieces of toast because bread makes you fat. And so with that, anything else before we get into the show itself? Any more disclaimers or anything before we actually talk about what we're here to talk about tonight?
Third disclaimer to emphasize my feeling bad about what I said.
We got it, Sean.
Okay.
We understand.
I just feel awful about that.
If you want to find GIFs that represent shame and tweet them at Sean, his Twitter is @Evans_MUrge.
Don't do this.
Just tweet him some shame GIFs. You can do it during the show. You can do it while you're listening on the audio podcast. Either
or
way.
SpongeBob.
Yeah, or give SpongeBob. Make him feel better. Give him some SpongeBob
There
GIFs.
you go.
I think that's as good a segue as any into my topic because I'm like that and I want to go first. So I want to talk about GIFs, you guys. And specifically, I want to talk about GIFs as language. I sent around a short TED Talk that I'll link to down in the show notes on YouTube and in the show notes on the audio podcast. It's the founder of Giphy, which is like a GIF-based keyboard system where you can send GIFs to people. And he talks about how GIFs can be used as a kind of rich communication. And I really like that notion. And they're starting to build it into things like Facebook Messenger and Slack, which we use here on the podcast. We're not sponsored by Slack, although if they want to sponsor us, we do use it, and we really like it. But yeah, they're already putting it into Slack and Messenger, and so I don't know. I really like the idea of GIFs as communication. And so my first question is to the guys on the panel: what do you think? GIFs, communication? Tyler, audio listeners, is holding up a GIF of a hamburger and a GIF of SpongeBob. So I'm guessing
people order our patties. Okay, so we'll talk about my experience with it so far. So I'm sure all of you are familiar with Facebook stickers.
Yep.
Yes? Okay. I would say that 99% of my sticker usage is like BSing with my girlfriend, you know, just being cute, saying goodnight. You know, we send each other stickers now.
Aww.
Yeah, I know.
You guys are adorable.
Yeah, I know. And in response to my poopy problem, I found the GIF of the guy from the Happy Mask salesman from Majora's Mask going. He's very disturbed, and so I was like, this is the use I needed Giphy for this exact moment. I couldn't express my anger and frustration, so I had to use a GIF. So I would say I was initially against it. I didn't like it. I was like, this is dumb. This is too big, too intrusive, too many extra buttons. But you know what? You find the good ones. You find the excellent GIFs that are hidden somewhere in there. I think it's pretty cool.
Sean, what do you think? GIFs? Communication?
Yeah, why not?
Do you
I don't
use
really.
them?
I only like send funny things to like Tyler. I send them to my girlfriend most of the time. That's about it though. I don't really make them or do anything with them. They just make me laugh. So.
Mm-hmm.
See, I figured you, as a purveyor of GIFs on your wonderful Tumblr, PH makes F sound, you would be sending a lot more GIFs to people than the rest of us.
I do sometimes, but not all the time though. I don't know. It's just most of my Tumblr is like funny GIFs and stuff. So
if you like funny GIFs and sadness, go to Sean's Tumblr.
PH makes F sound.
Yeah, I
use
really-
emojis a lot. Is that the same thing?
You do use emojis a lot. Yeah, I think emojis are different.
Okay.
Let's
That's a
let's put that
different
in as the
concept.
question.
There we go. Let the madness ensue.
GIFs, emojis. Difference is one more accessible than the other. What do we think?
Emojis could suck it.
Why, Tyler?
Well, okay. The reason why I probably hate emojis is probably the reason why I hate. I initially hated Giphy. Is because it requires like an external source and doesn't feel as like natural and like part of the application. Like before, you had to buy or download an app to get like the emojis. But now that it's like sort of been integrated in Facebook,
And iOS and Android.
right? But there's still like little pictures of things you can't really see. You know, I'm just old. I'm an old man. The pictures are too small. I can't see them.
You know,
That's
Age of
not true,
bifocals.
by the way. I know. Is that a sun? Is that person white? I can't tell.
I do think though that emoji have more of a bad rap than GIFs do. I watched all of Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt last night at Sean's recommendation. Great show. And there's a scene where two teenage girls are just like texting each other GIF or emojis. They're like tree, acorn, snowflake, sunflower, and then the other girl texts back, so true. And that's the reputation that I feel like emojis have. Whereas to me, like GIFs, you can intersperse them into actual conversation more. I don't know. What do you guys think? Twitter also. Feel free to tweet at us. Tyler just sent me a GIF mid-podcast.
There was a thing on NPR. They were talking about a messenger service that's really popular in Thailand and China, and I think maybe Japan. I'm not sure. And they were talking about how it only lets you send. You can type in words, but then it turns it into an emoji, so you can only send people emojis.
Automatopoeias. You can only send automatopoeias to someone.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
Sounds.
Words that sound like sounds, like bang.
Vroom.
Oh, okay.
Batman punches.
So, but I don't know. If NPR was covering it, that means that's probably, at least 4 or 5 years old. So, I like emojis, though.
I don't.
I'm late to
I
the
really
table.
don't. I'm just not that into it.
Is it a generational thing? What do you think it is?
I don't think it's a generational thing. I think,
Yeah.
well, maybe it's not so much generational as it is where you come from on the internet. So emojis remind me a lot of smileys in like the AIM era.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I hit the internet just as smileys were going out of style. And so emojis just feel like smileys to me.
Did you ever even use them, or are you just hating them because you don't like them?
No, like I remember having the AIM username that was like a little x, big X text, big X, little x. To say that you were emo.
What was it?
Nothing.
So yeah, I mean, I was a part of that for a while, and I had my AIM away message set to like Fall Out Boy lyrics and stuff.
Oh.
But I don't know. I don't look back fondly on much of that time,
Oh.
so I guess I just don't like emojis.
Everyone's just so adorable today.
Yeah, emo us was such a great time period. Maybe we'll post some pictures on our Facebook page this week of each of us during our emo high school phases.
Tool jacket or die.
I don't. Yeah, Sean's shaking his head no, audio listeners. He doesn't want you to see this. I'm not
It's
sure
on there.
there.
It's on there somewhere, probably. Just don't look for it.
I'm not sure there are any pictures of all three of us together during that time. But there are
Somehow a
definitely
band
pictures
with
of
only
us
3
separately.
songs can captivate us for years.
Which band was that?
Tool.
Oh.
Let's be real, 10,000 Days. There's like 2 songs on that album.
Getting back on topic.
Whoopsie!
So, whoa, Taylor's hair, where's the poof? I'm not sure what you mean, Nathan. I just got this really odd tweet. Nathan, can you clarify? Are you talking about my hair? I don't understand. If you don't watch the show live, this is what you're missing. Lots of tweets and garbage.
It's better if you don't.
I would
So
kill
what
to
you're
see
saying
it.
is-
Nathan, you're friends with me on Facebook. You can see pictures of Emo Taylor. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you can see pictures of Emo Taylor and pictures of, I think, everybody, actually. I think I have a picture of all of you. Getting back on topic, we really got on a tangent there. So Giphy is part of a larger initiative at Facebook called Messenger Platform, where they're building little mini apps on top of Facebook Messenger that'll allow it to do other things, like send images or do video calls or whatever. What do you guys think about that? Do you like Messenger and text messaging is just text, or do you think it's cool that we're building apps inside of apps now?
I literally only use Facebook Messenger anymore to talk to people. So, when Facebook made us get a separate app, I was like, okay, well, I guess I don't need to use the iMessage anymore.
Right, but then are you going to use the smaller apps that are built into Messenger now, like Giphy and things like that?
Sure. I mean, I'm already using Giphy. So, and would
I'm going to look up what some of the other ones are real quick.
would the stickers also be considered that or not?
Yeah, I think stickers count. There's sound clips, so you can send people little noises and stuff.
No sound, please. No, thank you.
No sound.
No.
You can do personalized emoji now, called Bitmoji.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm interested to see where it goes, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Sean, you're pretty quiet.
No, don't use it. If someone sends me a message on Facebook and I look at it on my phone, I wait until I go to my computer and log on, because I refuse to let Facebook commoditize me secretly even more than it already does. So
Right.
I'll just let Apple have that to them because I use their device. I don't really have a choice. But that's why I don't use it. So
But if Apple were to build these features in iMessage,
would I use them? Yeah, of course I would. Hear that, Apple?
I think they're going to. I really do. I think iMessage is just 6 months behind Facebook Messenger at the moment, which is weird because everybody hated Messenger when it came out.
Nope.
I kind of love it. Yeah, I love it. I use Facebook chat all the time.
Listen, the cruel internet overlords have already taken hold of everything in our lives. You know, it's like I understand. Sean's done a good job of resisting. He's gonna go off the grid with his Nokia smartphone or his Nokia brick phone, and he leaves and
That's going to be my new Twitter handle. Sean Evans, Internet Island.
okay, sounds great.
So, good times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, I'm responding to the Twitter feed. I'm just not on my game tonight. I apologize, the internet. That's really all I had on Giphy, unless you guys had anything. Do you have a favorite GIF that we can put down in the show notes?
People order our patties.
The SpongeBob hamburger GIF.
Yep.
Sean, favorite GIF?
I don't know. It varies. Usually when I see it.
I really like the GIF of Bert and Ernie that people have synced up to like 90s gangster rap music, where they're just kind of like flailing around. I'll link to the video that has also been GIFed down below. But basically, you can slow down or speed up this footage of Bert and Ernie flailing to make it look like they dance to almost any song. It's really fun.
Excellent.
The rhythms of Turd and Ernie.
Exactly. So, Sean,
Well, I'm
you
talking
talked
to
about
right now to see if I have any funny GIFs. And I feel so behind on the times. I still look at pics on Tumblr and I'm like, oh, that's funny. There's a cat that went into a grocery store and they threw him out. Aww. Let him shop. Let him shop. That's it though. Like I'm so behind compared to you guys, I think.
Well, Sean, that's what you get for being an internet renegade.
But as an internet renegade, he does still use an Apple computer, even though he hates the government.
Which we should get there. And disclaimer too, because I don't want to be on some kind of watch list, because the NSA is definitely watching this too. I don't hate the government.
ISIS.
It's just something that we said
government.
once in high school.
Missiles.
Everybody was angsty and libertarian when they were like 17 years old and don't know better.
Mm-hmm.
It's
All right,
like
Sean,
a reoccurring joke on Futurama that you should find everywhere.
So, Sean, tell us about your angsty libertarian hate of Apple and how it's really just a turd in a
I don't
nice
even
hat.
have that. I wouldn't put myself in that category at all now.
Well, I mean, I was reading your notes about Apple, and they come across as pretty hatey. Like,
okay. Well, I was thinking about that
drinking
today.
some haterade.
Well,
what I'm
okay,
saying.
so Apple and I, this isn't the best way I could describe it. We have Apple and I have this like blues relationship, like old time blues, like like Delta blues. Like you love a woman, but she always hurts you, and you always sing songs about it. But even when she hurts you, you want to win her back. And like I have totally committed to Apple. I own 2 Macs, an iPod Touch, which is a joke now, 2 iPod Nanos, and 2 iPhones. I really couldn't get any more like Apple unless I had a watch and an iPad, which I don't. Coming soon. Who knows? But yeah, exactly.
Tyler
They're
holds up his
everywhere.
iPad.
Thanks, Mom.
They're the viruses that have taken over our lives. But I love them, but I hate them because they do evil things. Which is the articles that I published was the Department of Justice is investigating Apple for Beats Music because they think that they're trying to kind of fix the market a little bit and in terms of getting rid of streaming of players like Spotify that do it for free. And the reason that they're being investigated most of all is because about 2 years ago, they finally settled it about a year ago that they tried to fix the price of books. We talked about this before. They thought that Amazon's price was a little bit too low, so they colluded with a bunch of publishers to raise the price to $14.99 instead of $9.99 that Amazon set it to. And they lost about $500 million in antitrust suit from the Federal Exchange Commission. So when I saw this, I was like, man, Apple, you guys are trying to hurt us again. I love you, but you're just trying to hurt me. I don't know why you want to have the monopoly on everything. So let me pull up my questions real quick because I don't know.
I think what Sean is trying to say is you can get away with anything as long as you're cute.
Basically, just make products that everybody uses.
As long as you have cute minimalist design, you can get away with whatever you want.
What's the phone called on Parks and Rec?
Grizzle.
Yeah, the Grizzle phone.
Grizzle phone.
And everybody uses the Grizzle phone, so they get away with everything. So let me go my questions. Sorry.
So while Sean's pulling up his questions real quick, Catherine tweeted us the SpongeBob imagination GIF.
Imagination.
which is one of her favorite gifts. Tweet us your favorite gifts at Dudes Brunch, and maybe we'll pick the best gif and do something. We'll give you something. I don't know, maybe bragging rights or something.
Okay, so here's my first question. Does it concern you that Apple has such an aggressive role in providing and transferring media for its products? Like through Beats Music and how it has its kind of like, I mean, you guys have used iTunes, so you know you only have 3 licenses on stuff. Like, though you own it, you don't really own it.
I hate iTunes. I hate iTunes more than any other piece of software I think I've ever used. The possible exception is Common Spot. Zach is going to favorite that, or he'll tweet something about me hating Common Spot and then favorite it himself because he hates it as much as I do. But seriously, I hate iTunes. Partially because of the licensing, partially because it's slow. It's just, this is what happens when you don't have competition in a market: is you build products like iTunes and you never improve them.
I think what you're saying is you liked iTunes like 5 years ago.
Yeah, when it was like state of the art and useful, and they haven't updated it since. They just changed the UI a little bit every 3 years.
As long as we agree that iTunes was pretty cool at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it was great.
It was much better than Windows Media Player.
And Real Player and all of that stuff. Yeah, absolutely. But
Okay.
I think Sean brings up a good point, is that when they have this monopoly, they can get away with things. And one of those things is that, and this is a very Apple thing to do, they take a technology to a certain point, and then because a critical mass of people isn't using it anymore, they stop paying attention to it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like they haven't updated the Apple TV in something like 4 years.
They just put out a new one, so they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
That's like, I haven't been able to update my MacBook, which it's old. It came out in 2008. In like 2 years, there has not been a software update for it. They just won't do it. So,
which, you know, is understandable. Like Microsoft does the same thing and everything. The problem is when you get into an aggressive update cycle, like Apple has, where certain products update every year, but then you don't update all the rest of your products.
Right.
So like it makes sense that the iPhone changes every year, but the Apple TV doesn't need to change every year. It does need to change more often than every 4 years, though.
But the real question is, why does Adobe Acrobat have to update every other second?
Yes.
Well,
That is the truth.
And that was something I wanted to bring up too, is that Adobe, for all of the horrible things that they've done recently, are really good about keeping their software up to standards, and they know like who they're building things for. Adobe software is for creative professionals. I don't even want to get into the whole details of it, but Apple's Final Cut debacle, where they just randomly decided they were going to stop making Final Cut a professional piece of software, and they made it into like iMovie Pro, which was basically like good for our level of work, what we do on this podcast, but it was the industry standard for film and television, and all of a sudden everybody had to buy new machines because the new Final Cut didn't work with Blu-ray and all of this stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I get really mad at Apple when they do things like that, but at the same time, I love my iPhone and I love my MacBook. So yeah.
But I guess okay, so I see that you're being aggressive like that, but I guess what I kind of meant in is like Apple seems to get started on this stuff. Like, I didn't know that Apple was even doing this, and I read the news all the time until I read this article, and it didn't even get that much play. It was like on Reddit News, like deep a couple pages back, and it didn't get upvoted by many people, so it probably didn't see like a lot. It didn't see like all eyes didn't see it, and that's like it's just like it strikes me that like Apple's at it again. That they want to be the sole provider of media products to their devices, done and done. Whether it be like the apps you can get on your phone or your computer, or like it just seems like that's what's spooky to me. And they don't tell anybody about this. It's just like they try to. I think, though I love their products, that allows them to hide behind this curtain of benevolence. That they're like looking out for the consumers, but they want to make a huge profit too. And looking at their stock prices, you can see that they've done a good job of that. So I guess that's what just this quantum effect of Apple. You know.
Yeah. I'm kind of stepping all over Tyler. I don't know. Tyler, did you have anything to say on that?
No, I just wanted to make a stupid quip about Adobe Acrobat. Sorry.
Oh, that's fair. I think that's going to be the big question for the next decade, Sean. I really do. Is who gets the power, hardware or software? And I'm saying software in terms of content as well, because you look at what Neil Young is doing with Ponos.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those who aren't familiar, Neil Young is part of a team that has made this super high-def MP3 player called the Ponos, and it's not doing very well because it's really expensive, and you have to buy specialized Ponos files for it. But it's supposed to be the high-quality version of an iTunes and an iPod. And Tyler's shaking his head no emphatically, and that's what everybody is saying. They're like, I don't need this. And so I think we have to find this happy medium where it's not just content and software driving the train, which seems to be like the Android method, and it's not just hardware and people who build computers driving the train, which is the Apple method. We need to find like a happy middle ground where the people who build the computers are working with the people that make the stuff that goes on them. And I don't think we've seen that for a really long time.
I don't know. Okay, so I think we're at a good point for the next question. So basically, what I was trying to say was like, so they're aggressive about what they let on their products, and they want it to be through them. But at the same time, I was trying to think of like, what's the benefit of this? And I was wondering if you guys, or if you know, or if you think this, that like one of the good trade-offs of this kind of thing with Apple is that they are so security. Like they are so secure. Like I don't have to worry about viruses on my Macs. Or, you know...
There's only viruses not on a Mac because no one cares about Mac.
I would not say that. There have been plenty of issues with iCloud exploits and stuff in the last 3 years to prove
well, that's
people
cloud.
care about Mac. Well, and that's the difference is, like, they can hack into your iCloud rather than putting a key tracker on your Windows machine. It's the same sort of information that they're going to steal from you.
Okay. But I was just curious if that was like the benevolent trade-off there of Apple, that like, okay, so we get to set the prices and we get to control the media that comes over the device, but you'll feel insecure that like when you download an app to your smartphone through the App Store, that it's been checked by us to make sure that there's nothing malicious inside of it.
Yes. I don't know. Have either of you guys had Android devices?
No.
I had Android devices for, I want to say, 4 or 5 years before I switched to iPhone. And that was a huge problem that I had, where I had to factory reset my Droids a couple of times in the early days because I would download apps that either had malicious things in them or they had settings where you couldn't turn them off. I think iOS users take for granted that you can go into the settings page and change different permissions for different apps.
Right.
So like Spotify on my phone is not allowed to use mobile data because I have a limited data plan. It can only use Wi-Fi. If you put Spotify on an Android phone, you don't have that option.
Right.
It's always going to run on data no matter what. And so yeah, I think that's a certain level of benevolence that Apple gives you and a certain, I guess, happiness of conscience.
Right.
Trade-off type of thing.
So I don't know. That just made me think a little bit more about like if I'm really that upset about this whole thing, or if it's just I get a lot of good, but not always great.
I mean, is it nickel and diming the consumer?
Yeah.
Is it stifling competition in the market? Yeah. Sounds like a pretty bad idea to me. You know. So,
But there's not a better idea right now. That's the problem.
Yeah.
someone else with a lot of money makes a better media player. But do we need a media player anymore?
No.
Why does it even matter? I don't even use iTunes. I think it's more of an issue with just the way people listen to music now.
Hmm.
But it's not just music either. It's everything, right?
Right.
Sure.
Like, I mean, there's so many different calendar apps, for example. But there's a calendar app built into your phone, and if you want to use a third-party calendar app, you have to give that app permission to use your other calendar app. Like, it's the same thing with Giphy. Giphy is an app inside of an app. You use it to send GIFs through Facebook Messenger, but you have to give it permission to access Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
It all feels very disjointed right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now maybe that's okay though. I think maybe this is the right approach to have a bunch of different people doing it instead of having like one whole like a suite of Messenger that has everything in it, because then Facebook has control of every single thing. That's why I don't like Messenger, because I don't want Facebook to have control over everything that I put on, like I think, I want to keep my messages private. I don't have, it's not like I'm doing anything wrong on there. I just don't want my, like, I don't know, speaking of Google Plus, it kind of makes me mad that, like, Google minds what we're saying right now, and they, in providing us with a service, air quotes, they're, like, making money off of it. Everything that's for free is actually, like, really benefiting them, or else they wouldn't offer it for free. And even if they offer it for a profit more and more, it seems like they're still benefiting off of it in some way that is monetary or data mining or something. It's never like we're just giving you this access as a infrastructure service to facilitate communications or something.
Well, I guess this is an argument that I had with a 14-year-old on Twitter the other day. Data really is the most important tool that we have right now, and I mean, even if it's kind of intrusive, I mean, it's kind of necessary to find out what the consumer wants, but I don't know what, like listening on conversations has anything to do with that. So, what benefit does that have to, like, being able to, like, have files of, like, our recorded conversations or messages?
It's all consumer insights. This is what it is. It's consumer insights and it's attention.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Vee has this great concept. I'll link to it down in the thingy. It's called the attention graph. And the idea of the attention graph is that people can only pay attention to so many things because there are only so many hours of the day. And so certain things, because they earn more attention, are worth more resources, whether that's money or time or human effort or whatever it is. So, for example, people don't look at billboards anymore because they're too busy texting.
While driving, where they used to look at billboards.
Right. It's like he always says, people aren't looking at billboards, they aren't even looking at the fucking road. So, billboards should be...
Taylor's F-word meter is at 1.
My first F-word on Dude's Bunch. And to be fair, it's quoting someone else.
Well, I mean, too, we have, like, so we see this phenomenon, like, in market forces as well. I mean, one good example I can think of is, like, spent uranium from nuclear power plants and stuff, and the process is, like, after it's been used, it's not good for anything anymore, but it's really hard. It's, like, super hard. And weapons developers realized this, and they started putting it on the fronts of bullets and stuff. And we use it as ammunition overseas all the time, and it's radioactive, and it litters the Middle East all over the place, and that's because of us. But it was a waste product for a long time. Nobody was just using it. It was just building up in stockpiles. We were trying to figure out what to do with it, and then once it was able to be produced into something, then it was worth something. Now everybody wanted uranium to use as weapons.
It goes with human attention.
Right.
Human attention, since the dawn of advertising, has always been a commodity. But all of a sudden, there's a very finite amount of attention. I mean, we talk about this on this show all the time. You can't possibly watch all the good shows that are on Netflix or listen to all the good albums that come out in a given year. You just can't. That's why you need tastemakers and DJs and critics and.
Unless you're Anthony Fantana, the internet's busiest music nerd.
But even he takes suggestions from his audience on what albums to listen to.
Stop taking suggestions, Anthony.
Whoa.
Anyway. Hey, don't be so hard on him. He's going through a tough time. Count Chesta is dead.
He's not dead. He's stuck inside the painting, captured by a demon.
Whatever. For all intents and purposes, Cal is currently dead. Anyway, so when you have billboards not being worth any money anymore because nobody's looking at them, all of the attention money, so to speak, is on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, and the shift in human attention is moving a lot faster than it ever has before. And so you're seeing the market try and adjust and try and anticipate where people's attention is going to be 6 months from now. That's why Pinterest now has an advertising product. Instagram has a very expensive advertising product. Snapchat is developing one.
Wait, you're going to be able to Snapchat ads to somebody?
No. Without getting too into detail, there's a section of Snapchat called Stories. This is why you guys need to play with Snapchat. There's a section of Snapchat called Stories where you can save an image into your story for 24 hours. And so your story of the day could be like, my afternoon bar hopping in Dublin. And your friends could go throughout the day and watch your adventures in Dublin. Snapchat is slowly introducing ads that would play in between your clips.
Aww.
Are we trying to say that the people who use Snapchat, or the owners of Snapchat, can look at pictures indefinitely?
Oh, they already have been able to do that, yeah.
No!
Your big Wee-wees are exposed forever.
Somebody play the clip of the end of Planet of the Apes, the original.
I can't because of copyright reasons, but I'll put the links below.
If you know what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, the commodity has become human attention, and I think Apple is more aware of that than anyone else, which is why they want to control the content on their own devices. I don't know.
It's basically what I already said. Feels like nickel and diming to try to get their own service, and it feels anti-consumer to push other people out of the business and to push shitty versions of their already great product, I guess. Functioning product.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's go to Tyler's. I want to talk about something fun now. Sorry.
I
kill everything.
I'm sorry. I wanted to ask one more question on Apple.
Okay.
When they relaunch Beats Music, whatever they're going to call it post-launch, are you guys going to try it out? Or are you going to use it? What do you think?
I mean, we've tried everything else out.
Is it free?
Probably not.
Nope.
But Apple already has your credit card.
Right.
It's going to go through your iTunes billing.
Nope.
I think I might actually do it. I think I might.
If only if it was someone's topic one week. That would sure make me want to do it.
We'll follow up to it in the future after
Right.
WWDC when it launches, or when we think it's going to launch.
Did you say
Okay.
WWJC?
WWDC, Worldwide Developer Conference.
Okay. It's like,
Jeez, follow your Apple fanboy news.
I'm not an Apple fanboy. I have a Mac purely through convenience, I guess is what I'll say.
Before we switch topics as well, let's read some tweets. Nathan says, I got an iPod Touch 5th generation today. It came out a year ago, and it's already incompatible with iOS 8.
Yeah!
Hey.
You did it!
Surprising. Not surprising at
Sorry.
all. Catherine says, sure, Apple is the, quote, devil, but they make things that are accessible for the most amount of people. That's why they can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that. I think that's a good point to end on.
Tell me which picture you want, Catherine. Respond to my Twitter message I sent you.
Respond to Sean's Twitter message so you can get some art for your walls.
Or she can just give it to me.
But she won it. I don't want to give it to
Right.
you. I'm giving you enough crap already.
It'll go right there.
Speaking of crap that we have given Tyler, let's talk about Taco Bell breakfast.
Is that? I don't know what that means.
Well, for starters, I didn't put this inside of my body because I didn't want to have the problems that you're having now.
Mm.
And
Oh my God! Have you been doing
the
the fast food thing for 100 days? Have you been eating nothing but Taco Bell for like the past 2 weeks?
I've been eating a lot of Chipotle.
I was gonna say you are living the dream.
I know.
the high school dream?
So, all of Tyler's body is one fiesta right now, from mouth to tail. Just a giant Chipotle Taco Bell fiesta slurry.
But it's also on fire. All the candy's burning. Oh no, kids! This pinata's gonna blow!
Oh my god.
You're a tortilla-filled pinata, man.
I can just see the saddest children like beating on a Tyler-shaped pinata, and when it opens, it's just all tortillas and
And as flaming candy goes into their eyes.
Lime salt flavored chips just spurt from his stomach.
Oh my god.
Those beans are so hot! Oh! Ow,
If you do a pH test in your blood, I wonder if it's becoming more acidic or anything like that as of late.
I don't think he has blood anymore. It's just salsa.
Fire
It's-
salsa, just
It's hot salsa.
that's what does it.
That's actually really sweet. I would love to have hot salsa blood. It means I get cut and I'm like, take this
In your face!
volcano of hot salsa.
Worst superpower ever. All you can do is spray salsa at people.
That sounds sweet to me.
Mmm, tasty.
I'll be a mutant.
Tyler.
I'll be called
Is it
Volcano.
Chipotle salsa or like the crap you get in the jar that's like Ohio salsa that's like modified ketchup?
No, it's Chipotle salsa.
Okay.
Okay, Tyler. As a
Oh.
resident Mexican food specialist, by which we mean you work at Chipotle, let's talk about Taco Bell breakfast.
Okay. All right. So this was supposed to be going on around Cinco de Mayo when it was relevant, but see, this is a week later. This is not nearly as relevant. But so happy belated Mother's Day while we're at it.
Oh yeah.
All the mothers out there.
I love
Shouts
you,
out
Mom.
to Tyler's mom.
Shouts out to Taylor's mom.
I got her a gift card for a massage. What did you guys get your mothers while we're at it?
I took my mom to
Oh,
my
last.
work and got her some clothes.
Yeah.
She got a cute outfit.
Cool. Taylor.
So I was moving on Mother's Day, so my mom actually came down this weekend,
Aww.
and I took her to a winery and
Which
to
one?
lunch. Shade.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really nice. And then to lunch, and then to the cider house. So basically, I gave her booze and food.
You gave her the booze tours of Athens County.
And
Yeah.
also posted a humorous picture of her on social
Oh.
media.
I didn't see that.
I
Look at
did. It's over on on her Facebook, so you may not be able to see it.
Oh.
She also says hi to both of you.
All right.
Wow. So I'm
See,
sure your moms don't say
John's
hi.
secret mom crush. Bum 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 bum.
There's just so much outing that goes on tonight. It's just like,
This show is just turning into an absolute disaster.
see, this is why we need a pregame for this show because we just can't have all this stuff going out all the time.
When you
Yeah.
say disaster, you mean a roller coaster of emotions.
So many feels.
It's just
So, Tyler, around the time of Cinco de Mayo / Mother's Day / when we were supposed to air episode 12 but didn't, Taco Bell wants Taco Bell breakfast. Is that correct?
No, you're absolutely incorrect. Not at all. All right, Taco Bell launched its breakfast like 2 years ago.
Yep.
Anyway, so it's been doing breakfast for a little while now, and recently, for Cinco de Mayo, they decided to have this ad campaign called the Breakfast Defectors, in which they paralleled Taco Bell and McDonald's to 1984, and so we are currently living in a dystopian world, forced to eat circular breakfast meats every day because routine is good and don't change your meals, always get the same thing.
One of us.
Blah, blah, blah. Right. So, Taco Bell went on a blitzkrieg, a literal blitzkrieg, with tanks, destroyed the European countryside, and made a...
In the name of breakfast.
Right, in the name of breakfast. And they made a website for the fake dystopian McDonald's. They created a short film that featured Blitzkrieg Bob that was about them defecting and leaving McDonald's land and going to Taco Bell land. So along with that movie, they made a series of like Soviet-style propaganda posters that were very well designed, but also made Reddit designers want to just get a McGriddle or McMuffin because they were apparently very good posters. So they were like, this doesn't make any sense. I actually just want to eat McDonald's now. So all the exposition to ask you, have you ever had Taco Bell breakfast? What'd you think of it?
I have not had Taco Bell breakfast because I value my colon.
Okay. John?
I'm not up early enough.
I know.
That's true. Taco Bell breakfast ends at 9.
No.
And McDonald's breakfast ends at 10:30.
Absolutely wrong. It ends at 11.
Oh, really?
You are like 0-2 right now.
No, seriously. The one at my work, or the one next to my work, breakfast ends at 9.
Well, then they suck. So.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, it's in Nelsonville, so it's not an exemplary Taco Bell.
Just a question, Tyler. Just so we can put this out there.
Okay.
Are you legally bound to hate on Taco Bell because of your workplace obligations?
No.
Okay.
But we are changing the way people think and eat about fast food.
I just want to make sure that you're not George Stephanopoulos right now.
No, actually, I really like Taco Bell's breakfast.
I mean, does it taste like regular breakfast food, or does it taste like Taco Bell?
It tastes like regular breakfast food. But it's all in taco form.
I do want to try it, though. One of my friends at graduate school, when it first came out, he went to the one in Athens.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what'd you think? And he was like, well, he got like the waffle taco.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I just wish that he's like, I wish they would have found a better way to let you have the syrup with the waffle.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, what I ended up doing was taking a bite of the taco and then taking the syrup cup and like dipping it, like dumping it into my mouth, and then and then he's like, so they really had to figure that out. And
Audio listeners, Sean and Tyler are pantomiming this as they explain it, and this is why you need to watch this show on YouTube.
It's very phallic.
I tell you what, if you send us a GIF of you trying to eat a bite of waffle taco and then pour maple syrup into your mouth, if you take a video, GIF it, and send us the GIF, Sean will make you a piece of art and send it to you.
Hey, about the GIF.
Hey, I wasn't going to go that far. I wasn't going to make him do that, but if he's willing to do that.
I'll work with them, don't worry.
Nobody ever does the contest anyway, so I'm not worried about it.
Don't tell them that.
Deal. So if somebody sends us a GIF of them doing the Taco Bell breakfast pantomime, or with actual waffle taco, it has to be a GIF. Tyler and Sean will collaborate for a limited edition taco-themed art piece that'll go up on your wall. Anyway.
Right. Anyway, so neither of you have had it. I actually thought that the crunch wrap is pretty good. You know, it's the standard tortilla, has like a hash brown in it, and then the sausage. Pretty cool. I like the usage of syrup. It's pretty nice. The newer stuff that they released is that they had like a chicken biscuit taco, and then it had like the syrup, and then it seemed pretty good. I haven't had it though. But anyway, moving on. Do you think this much advertising for a free taco on Cinco de Mayo is a little overboard?
No.
I didn't even know about it.
That's
well, we
my
don't
third
have
question.
cable, Sean.
Oh.
I
think
saw it on like YouTube, like once or twice.
I didn't see it on YouTube.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's overkill, especially because they're launching a new product. Had I seen the ads, I probably would have gotten myself out of bed on Cinco de Mayo and gotten Taco Bell breakfast.
Right.
Honestly, but I didn't see the ads.
The only word I could think of to describe how they're acting about this is thirsty. It just seems like they really want that breakfast, that fast food breakfast slice of the pie. They really want it, like, really bad. They really want to just beat up McDonald's.
Yeah. The posters made that eerily creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just an ex-girlfriend just making art. Just, love me, Sean.
Come
Love me.
back. Come back to
me.
us.
Or boyfriend. It can be both. We don't discriminate.
See, but now that you make that comparison, Taco Bell is kind of, in terms of like fast food, has really taken this back seat of like, oh crap.
Oh.
What do they? See, now I'm blanking.
Oh.
Like when you text somebody at night, and it's like really late.
Booty call?
Yeah, they're like the booty call of fast food restaurants because they had like, well, think about what they created. Fourth meal.
Oh yeah, that's
It's
true.
really the
fourth
booty
meal
call
is
meal.
That's what I
literally
mean.
the
Like
booty
when
call
no
of food.
other place closes at 11 o'clock, when McDonald's is closed at 11 o'clock, who do you call? Not Ghostbusters. You call Taco Bell, and they'll be open for you. They got your back.
If you've ever gotten Taco Bell after a booty call, tweet us in the story.
I really sincerely hope that none of our viewers have stooped to that level.
Although that would be kind of romantic, though. They come over and they bring you tacos. And
No, it
sexy
has to
fun
be
time.
after it. They're
No,
done.
it's like,
they're done
oh,
with the
okay,
booty.
let's go to Taco Bell because I really want some tacos right now. If you have stooped to that level, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about your
What
life.
if you can't cook? You want to be super romantic? I don't know.
It doesn't.
I mean,
Ground
at
up
that
beef.
point, just microwave some tacos. We live in the future. You can do that.
What if you?
Future. Future.
Basically, what I'm saying is, I think it would be romantic if somebody brought me tacos,
I can get on board with that. But what about White Castle?
unless it was pizza. The
No.
ultimate romantic gift. If you really love somebody, you can do two things: one, bring them flowers and meat; two, bring them a pizza.
Wait, flowers and
Nice
meat?
reference. Yeah, the traditional Indiana courtship reference.
If you want to marry somebody in Indiana, you have to bring them flowers and meat. You didn't know this?
I think with that new law they passed, I don't think there's meat involved anymore.
Oh.
I don't think that's what you mean.
No sausage in Indiana for you. No, just flowers.
That's right.
Anyway, that was an Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt reference. Watch Unbreakable
Yeah.
Kimmy Schmidt.
Boop. Drop.
It's
Sorry.
hilarious.
Okay, so anyway, so I assume neither of you saw these advertisements.
No, I absolutely did. Just
Alright, so then they
afterwards.
suck.
I don't think they suck. I wish I would have seen them when they came on because I thought they're pretty good. I would have
Yeah.
done. Well, I want to get it after you talked about it. I was like, I told Taylor, I was like, I don't know, should I go and like get some breakfast tacos just to see, or should I just be like, no, I'm never awake for that, so I just don't do it.
You don't want to get some Cinnabon cheesecake puff bites.
The little
squares?
puff bites with icing in the middle. That sounds delicious though.
Yeah, those look really good.
So what you're
Not gonna
saying is, you'll go out to get some breakfast for a little pastry, but not for a meat sandwich.
Well, no, now that you've described what it is and it's more breakfast than taco, I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
But I initially thought it was more taco than breakfast.
I think I like it because it's a mix. I was thinking about it today. I think this is the first radical, when they do those breakfast defector things and talking about like how radical a change it is. I think that this is truly something radical that Taco Bell has done here. I mean, not only do they keep going with the lose the bun thing, and they're like boycotting the circular sandwiches thing, but we're talking about a company who has about 16 different things. And somehow they've managed to add about 2 or 3 in the past year and make 600 different products out of 16 different combos. And they added a hash brown, which is crazy. Like, that sounds so stupid, but like, you don't serve that the rest of the day. Like, they make the hash brown for the thing just in the morning. And I bet there was a bunch of backlash at some tables in Taco Bell corporate, you know, when they were talking about, like, what should we do here? Because, I mean, their business model is so interesting. It's so crazy that, like, you only have, like, a couple of things and you just repurpose them all together. I mean, the double steak quesadilla. I mean, they already have steak and everything else. They're just putting 2 steaks inside of a folded over thing with cheese. That's not new, but look, I saw it on television. I was like, I want a double steak quesadilla. I've already had it. I have it like once every year when it comes out in a new thing. It's like, but I haven't had this one. Ha!
Yeah, I
Taco
don't
Bell.
do the same thing. I'm like, cheesy 5-layer burrito? So much different than the cheesy 4-layer burrito because it has rice in it.
Wait. So you took a quesadilla and a burrito and put it together? So essentially it's just a burrito that's been put in the quesadilla pressure machine?
So
I want
it's a
that.
quesadilla
Put that
with a burrito
in my
it.
mouth.
You guys are going to make me go to Taco Bell right after the show, and I really shouldn't put that inside me.
It becomes a spinning top, and when the quesadilla and the burrito come together. Or Megazord.
Okay. On that note,
We
we've
should
been
totally
going
do
for about
that
an hour. So let's wrap up by saying what we think the next Taco Bell menu item is going to be. And people can tweet these in too, but I want to know what you guys think.
Oh, no.
Next Taco Bell menu item.
I want to see them do, you know, the little, the round things, the cinnamon, the churro things, the little things?
Mm-hmm.
I want to see them make a dessert churro, like quesadilla thing with the Cinnabon icing things, and then have like ice cream with it or something. I want to see Taco bring back the Choco. Taco Bello. That's what I mean. They could totally do that again. I would be all over that. If I needed an excuse to go get ice cream in the summer, I don't want a Frosty. I want a Choco, but like fried ice cream version of it.
Nice. So mine, I was thinking about stuffed French toast that you get at like IHOP and stuff. Why has no one like hollowed out the center of French toast and put sausage and hash browns in it?
Mm.
The whole breakfast stuffed inside the French toast.
Why stop there and you could stuff a taco inside the French toast?
Blowing my mind, Tyler. Blowing my mind.
France Loco? Can we call it that?
Brunch Loco. Tyler, what's your
I
Taco
don't
Bell
even
menu
know. I was unprepared for this, but I was like, chicken and waffles, but they already got that. They already got it.
There aren't grits on the menu yet, are there?
No.
They should find a way to put grits in something. I'm sure they can do it.
I mean, they already have what I want, which is chicken and waffles with syrup. So
Good choice.
This man has already been pleased.
I don't know. Choco Taco sounds great.
That's what I mean.
I'm still like freaking out about the idea of a Choco Taco.
Well, while you freak out, we'll start with Sean for Shameless Plugs. Sean, what Shameless Plugs do you have this week?
Tumblr, Twitter, not doing anything on there. I've been doing a Meerkat thing lately. Tyler hasn't seen it. I don't know if you've seen it. Taylor watched a little bit of it, but I've been live streaming my driving to work.
Oh.
So it's I haven't really done it in a few days because I was away down seeing Sarah. I miss you, Sarah. Hi. Everyone else got to say hi to somebody. I want to do it. And basically, I just live stream, and then I read people's things, and if they say, like, where are you at? Usually most of it is, are you in Ohio? But sometimes I get people from, like, California, and I got somebody from the Netherlands the other day that just logged on and watched me drive. And some people watch for a long time, so I'm kind of surprised. But
what's your strategy for doing that while driving?
Oh, I have, like, well, since I don't use the maps because I know where I'm going all the time, I have, like, the phone holder. And it has like it's almost like a longer, like a selfie rod or something, and I can like bend it. So I bent it so it looks out with like the passenger side, and then it doesn't see the little holder. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's been kind of interesting. I'm probably gonna start it up again here pretty soon. But that's pretty much what I've been doing. So yeah.
Cool, Tyler. Shameless plugs from you.
Okay. Well, my personal design website has taken the next step forward in completion. I probably got about one more day of work on it to really kind of fill out the type, make sure I'm happy with everything it says, throw in maybe some extra random funsy projects in there, and it's pretty much done. So it's tylerdreed.com. You can find me at TDR Design. On Tumblr, Twitter,
woo,
Facebook. Don't talk to me on Facebook. Well, actually, you can, but I mostly talk.
Is that
to me
a yes
Twitter.
or no? Facebook, yes or no?
I mean, I am at TDR Design for my art page, but I haven't used that in months. So.
Where can we find you on DeviantArt?
It's probably sneezypanda.deviantart.com.
Okay.
Come on.
Wow,
Throwback.
Major flashback with DeviantArt.
I had two DeviantArt accounts. I started a newer one because like almost 10 years ago to have like more of my design stuff. Whoopsie. Yep, sneezypanda.deviantart.com. You should go there.
There you go. And if you still have a DeviantArt account, you can follow Tyler.
Vintage Tyler.
It's got my About Me on there. Oh boy. All right. Anyway.
Shameless plugs from me. You can find me, as always, on Twitter at TC Olmstead, on Instagram at TC Olmstead. Really trying to step up my Insta game this month. Spending more time outside. Want to take more pictures. You can follow the show at Dudes Brunch on Twitter, facebook.com/dudesbrunch. We have an audio podcast, which if you're listening to it, you already know about. But if you're watching us on YouTube, you can subscribe to the audio podcast and listen to us while you work out or in your car or whatever else you do while you listen to strangers' voices in your ears. Other side plug.
If you don't have your headphones in, or in your car, or working out, and you hear voices in your head, please go to the nearest hospital and check yourself in.
And if you hear our voices in your head without headphones, please don't tell us. We don't need that.
Actually, please tell us. If you could picture in your head the way that I say things when something happens to you. That's what I really want. It's for
All
the world
Tyler
to
wants
I
understand.
think there is
inside
a
your
condition
mind.
where you can hear, like when you read stuff, you can hear it in someone else's voice.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
Done. Not crazy.
So my final shameless plug for tonight, I'm going to actually pump another podcast for a second. If you liked our discussion about Apple and you enjoy nerdy tech things, you should probably show some love to Hello Internet. Their last 3 episodes have had some really great discussion of YouTube and the politics of YouTube and different monetization strategies. And it's something that we've been paying a lot of attention to, at least me, with how this show is moving forward. We really want to figure out the best way to get the show to you without giving all of our data to everyone. So if you have suggestions on better ways to distribute the show, please send them to me on Twitter. We're not super fond of Google Hangouts, but it's the best system we have right now. So if you have a better idea, please let us know.
So if you want this to be a gaming podcast, we can go on Twitch.
Yeah, we probably can't go on Twitch. And with that, thank you everybody for watching Dudes Brunch.
Thanks,
and
everybody.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Kiss, kiss.